Okay, so let's move on to the next mode in terms of Mount's minigames, and here we are on to Tag Match, which is kind of like the same thing as Coin Battle, like going in through minecarts and stuff like that, except rather than just going for 4-player minigames or bonus minigames or coin minigames for this matter, so it's going to be mainly focusing on 2 versus 2 minigames respectively. So because of this though, in addition to those kind of stuff though, we somehow managed able to switch characters off screen. So in this case, we do have Waluigi, which we are currently playing as him with for the sake of time. In addition to that, we also have Wario, Luigi, and Mario. So in this case, the returning off-the-hat plumbers, basically. So in this case, yeah, let's dive right into Tag Match. So, yeah, basically though, is the fact that in order to be able to win this entire match, is the fact that we need to win 2 versus 2 minigames respectively. And as a result, in order to be able to win, well, as you can see on screen, we set the actual, the number of stars to win is the fact that we set it onto 10 stars instead of 3 and 5. Although, mind you can able to actually choose whatever number of stars you want to go for. Like, obviously go for 3 wins, or 5 wins, or 10 wins. And I think there's actually achievement in this particular mode like this, and that is the fact that you don't want to let your opposing team win. So because of this though, yeah, that makes it a little bit challenging if you ever try to compete the CPUs on hard mode, but if you ever try to do this on easy mode, then that'll be a piece of cake. So in this case though, we somehow managed able to win through reverse the bomb. So in this case though, we've pretty much already seen that minigame before. So in this case though, we've got the star. So in this case though, let's go ahead and move on to the next minigame, which appears to be, well, of course, Cake Factory. So in this case though, we can basically guarantee to able to try to do some lot of concentration around here, especially with all that chaotic timing and what have you, but at the very least though, we can able to actually get this for the sake of, you know, trying to win a minigame no matter what though, so, yeah, anyway, today's day is, of course, the, one thing I should probably just say this right now, today's day is, of course, the 6th of November today, in this case in 2022 today, so, no matter what though, not much else to talk about, I'm afraid, apart from the fact that, well, recently we somehow still going back onto Mario Kart Tour again, except the fact that, well, relatively speaking though, we're still on the forms of the beginning portion of, the Autumn Tour, for the sake of the forms of the actual, like, the 3rd and final Autumn, Tour trilogy kind of things, before we move on to somewhere feels a bit more wintry kind of vibe or something like this, but we'll sure see what happens in due time. So in this case, though, is the fact that we can basically guarantee to able to get some nice rewards, such as, for instance, with all that, you know, rupees to spend on with all the high-end characters, or occasional me suits, racing suits every once in a while. But hopefully by that time until probably by the end of this month, or specifically next month in December, then we can finally able to actually see some more infos about the forms of, well, the rest of the 6 remaining tracks from the likes of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe DLC Wave 3, for the likes of Rock Cup, and especially noticeable with the Moon Cup. And, yeah, because potentially speaking, we can definitely seemly to say that, of course, Merry Mountain is going to be on there, so because of this, though, it'll be making more of a Christmas season, so yeah, but we don't know what exactly are we about to be getting for the final 6 tracks with these 2 cups respectively. That will basically wraps it up everything for the first half of Mario Kart 8 DLC Booster Course Pass. And yeah, because like we already said before, countless amount of times already, that basically the second half will be on 2023 respectively. So anyway, so let's go ahead and pick up Toadette from the likes of in Rocky Road minigame right here. Even though what's kind of interesting is the fact that just like it informs of how it does it on any other, like, well, let's just say the top 100 most likely, that it doesn't show us the actual victory animation at the end. So it just cuts straight to the point on the actual, the mode itself by showing you that you've got a star by winning those minigames. So speaking of the minigames though, here's a new one we have not seen yet, and this one appears to be Speed Hockey, and this comes from Mario Party 2 just because of that game's logo. So basically all you have to do is basically we need to score up to 3 points, and if one of the teams managed able to score 3 points, will be the winner. However though, here's the thing though, is the fact that it gets a tad chaotic at times, especially noticeable because until about that time, whenever you try to knock the shell into the other side, it moves, so you have to concentrate so hard. And on top of all that stuff though, it gets super ridiculously fast, the more you're able to actually hold up with the shell and stuff like that. So, yeah, definitely a little bit tricky though, especially because they have to be so reliant on precisioning with your lanes and stuff like that. But at the very least though, the music track is correct this time around though, as opposed to the ones in the top 100, because for some reason in the top 100 version, they just somehow, for whatever reason, just managed to reuse the actual music track based off of Mario Party 3. So, but at least that's showing something, I guess. Oh god, no! Okay, okay. Oh, this is getting intense! Oh, goodness gracious! Oh! So close! Ah, but at least we did show this off anyway, so, oh well, we'll take a loss anyway. But don't worry, we'll play this mode on our own time so that we can get the achievement from it, so... Back to paint Misbehavin, so in this case though, but this time around though, we are actually taking control of Waluigi, so... You almost said Wario for some reason though, Pinkie Pie. Oh, sorry, because I was a little bit too tired today, after that particular amazing fireworks display yesterday. Oh yeah, in Bonfire Night, don't you mean? Yeah, I was wondering about that, so... Oh, and also Pinkie Pie is the fact that we've only got one more day left until our, you know, the golden pass, or gold pass on our Mario Kart Tour, rather, will be expired for our subscription, because as far as I'm aware, we did manage able to accept with the, I would say so far, it's been about a month for the actual free trial from that particular subscription for it. So, I'm guessing that might actually be the case as far as, you know, getting cool rewards and stuff like that before it expires. Well, mind you about the fact that, well, that I'm actually decided able to take a break on 200cc as far as, you know, that's been concerned with, so... Alright, eat a pizza, here we go. So, in this case though, let's just go and eat up this whole half of pizza! While just gonna have to, you know, continuous button mashing around here, so we can able to just finish it off like polished-ly. So, I've no idea why I say things weirdly enough though, but hey, at least it's been about a couple of hours since I actually, well, last recorded this basically, so, But eventually though, is the fact that, relatively speaking though, as far as I've noticed something, is the fact that this particular video in mind might actually be one of the shortest videos we've ever done so far. Well, mind you, because of how the fact that this is all mainly focusing on 2 versus 2 minigames for sure, but until later on though, if we move on to the next few weekends, then the actual modes might be felt a little bit lengthy, but we'll see what happens in due time. Oh yeah, as far as I'm aware, the actual host in Tag Match is actually Buddy who forms the Red Koopa Paratrooper, or Paratrooper as far as I like to call it that, so in this case though, yeah, something's worth mentioning because, you know, that's how it usually represents, I guess, so here we go back on to Bloom Burst again, but I highly doubt I will probably still lose this because most of the time the computer AI are actually doing very well when it comes to timing and what have you, but I'm guessing it's more accurately our AI just feels a little bit weak and stuff like that. But either way though, we somehow lost anyway, so because of the forms of the timing presses and stuff, so... Oh well, we'll just able to give this a benefit for the doubt when it comes to letting Mario and Luigi somehow wins on that, so... Dungeon Duos time! Except this time we're gonna be able to do it on Tag Match, so... And guess what, Pinkie Pie? Not long now until Sonic Frontiers will be releasing, so... Yeah, does that mean we will take a break on not only The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, but also Mario Plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope? Well, I'm afraid to tell you that we might take a break on those 2 games for a little while, until we decide able to play Sonic Frontiers for the sake of the forms of, well, on PlayStation 4 for its trophies and achievements for Xbox One version, and heck, let's not forget ourselves on the go for the Switch, and also it does have some different visual style from the likes of the forms of other platforms as far as I'm aware. Well, I can assure to that, so anyway... And also I can't believe about that time until... Oh, come on! Yeah, because that's the thing about this version of Dungeon Duo sometimes, is the fact that the drop shadow might actually feel a little bit too, not showing up visibly,
But either way though, we're still able to guarantee we can able to still win this for sure, because it looks like that the Mario Bros are actually getting pretty close.
Oh yeah, and another thing I would like to able to mention about, although I'm pretty sure that we've already mentioned about this ever since in Woody Woods, but I don't feel like trying to say about this right now, because it's gonna have to focus, and seriously Wario, you somehow felt a bit slacking.
But at the very least though, I don't think we can probably get the new record on this anytime soon.
But relatively speaking though, we did try it, so in this case though, we can able to actually just pump the balloon up very easily now. Although you can't use your triggers here now as well, because obviously if you actually use the shoulder buttons, or the triggers for that matter, it will just do the same thing. So, at least that's a good thing.
Okay, so we're not doing too bad, although 2 minigames exceptions though. But hey, at least we only got 4 minigames left, so...
Alright, back to Sky Pilots again. We were so close to able to play another new minigame, which appears to be Bobsled Run. And potentially speaking though, I think that basically wraps up everything for the majority of the Mario Party 1 minigames for sure.
Well, mind you, we are, you know, kind of close to able to actually get to that point, but still.
Alright, so once again we have to use to flap the wings just to ensure that we were able to get a little bit of a boost around here.
And of course, watch out for those cannons, so just in case we all don't get knocked back. But yeah, at least that's something, I guess.
Oh yeah, something's worth mentioning though is the fact that until specifically in the next few weeks' time, that I can't even believe by saying this, but it looks like we might get the feeling that one of those episodes in Season 3 of My Little Pony Adventure with Magic, specifically the Crystal Empire Part 1 and Part 2, are eventually going to become a decade old until specifically later on this month.
Oh geez, seriously?
Well, suffice to say, time goes quick, doesn't it?
And speaking of time, we got a new record from the likes of Sky Pilots.
Yeah, because after all, we didn't get a single knockback, thankfully, so thankfully we did somehow achieve a new record.
Oh, so close for that particular bobsled run!
But we're going back into Handcar Havoc again, so...
I guess that's something, I suppose. For something related to Mario Party 1, but still.
Alright, let's just go ahead and do some ridiculous button mashing, while occasionally press the B button for braking for those little curved sections, but either way, we just have to steer carefully, so just to ensure that we won't be messing things up.
Exponentially speaking, as far as that's been concerned with.
Alright, so oh god, this is actually getting very close. Oh, did we win?
Yes, we did, because of the camera angle.
Oh yeah, because of that camera rotation, so...
Yeah, pretty cool, huh, for that photo finish.
Well, almost like a photo finish as far as your muzzle pointing's out.
Finally, Bobsled Run!
And this is obviously based off of Mario Party 1 due to the forms of the course layout and also the game's logo showing up.
In addition to that, the bobsled is just a traditional bobsled.
Instead of the forms of the penguin sled. So, because the penguin sled actually somehow makes an appearance in Mario Party 2.
So, yeah, basically all we have to do in this particular minigame is that we need to mash the A button until we get ourselves a faster start, and then afterwards though, we can able to steer, and then just, well, change directions.
3, 2, 1, go!
And along the way there'll be some boost pads here and there, so that way it can able to help you out for getting some extra boost.
So, yeah, everything else will be pretty much accounted for when it comes to likely... Oh man, the visual style on this minigame looks a lot more gorgeous this time.
Yeah, because again, with smooth 60 frames per second,
in addition to, you know, gorgeous HD visuals, and on top of all that stuff though, that the controls feel so smooth.
Although, mind you, that if you ever try to play this minigame with your human player, that basically you still need to able to do a syncing up steering, because as far as I'm aware, the computer player does it for you at all times.
So as a result though, you don't need to worry about the forms of the computer players as about to be able to do something stupid on you, so...
Yeah, that basically as far as this is concerned, as far as, you know, things are concerned, but hey, at least we are getting quite close. what I kind of wish that there's actually a Mario Party 2 version of this minigame though, just to make the actual course itself a little bit more intense, as well as a little bit lengthy and long. And in addition to that though, with this adorable penguin sleds, but that's besides the point.
I mean, not the end of the world, personally, but hey, at least I'm very glad that Bobsled Run now exists anyway, so... Alright, so here we go with the last minigame, which is Burn Style. So in this case, well, depending if we somehow lose the minigame, we'll go for a different minigame.
Yeah, until we're able to get ourselves the last point, or the last star even.
So, yeah, unfortunately though, we somehow failed the achievement, and that is the fact that you don't want to let the other team win a point, so, or any points for this matter, so it's almost like you
know, similar to the forms of how it does it on Perfect Relics to obtain from Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time syndrome.
So, yeah, not much else to write home about, I guess.
But thankfully, we somehow managed to win this time.
So, at the very least, we somehow managed to obtain all 10 of those star points, so...
Huzzah!
And of course, just like in a coin battle, then basically as soon as when that particular, the match ends, basically we somehow got out of the entrance to the mine carts, and
basically it just guarantees us to able to congratulate ourselves for winning the actual match mode.
Yeah, not much else to say about the, well, tag match basically, it's just well, you go for a serious amount of those 2 vs 2 minigames. The only time you don't come across into 2 vs 2 minigames is with all that coin collecting minigame, because otherwise though, it will be pretty unnecessary, so...
Anyway, so that does it for a tag match. Pretty fun though, just like a coin battle.
So now let's go ahead and move on to the next mode, which is kind of unique. That's what appears to be Trio Challenge, which is kind of like the minigame Island and any other modes for that matter, which I'll explain more details until specifically next Saturday, so...
Yeah, I guess we'll pretty much have to take a break for this weekend, so I'll see you guys in next weekend.
Yep, see you then.